Airdrops. What are they? How can we get them? And how can they be worth potentially tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars? I'm going to talk you through a little bit of history and then show you all the dApps that I think are really, really hot for December 2023 all the way through to February 2024. Let's dive in. So firstly, what is an airdrop? Well, Coingecko's very, very good for this. Airdrops are basically a way to incentivize users to try out their dApp or maybe to use their blockchain or something like that. Now, there's plenty of ways that you can do airdrop farming or airdrop hunting, but I'm going to be focusing just on Solana because I believe Solana has more potential than the other blockchains. Fortunately for you, I was in the previous cycle when airdrops became a thing and they were very lucrative. Now, some airdrops are pretty rubbish and other airdrops can be very, very expensive to claim, especially on the Ethereum network. If you're going to watch a video like this, you're going to find you're probably going to go to different ecosystems, have to learn different blockchains, and at the very least, make sure you've got a detailed document of what you're doing with what wallet, on what dApp, what blockchain, etc. So the most recent fantastic airdrop was the Pyth Network airdrop. Now, this made some people thousands of dollars, sometimes it made them tens of thousands of dollars. And all you had to do was basically use an application on the blockchain that in some way had been using Pyth, which is an Oracle service. This was very, very easy to get, but at the same time, kind of hard because not a lot of people would use things that rely on a Pyth data feed. But we won't worry about that right now. What I basically want to illustrate is the fact that you can have a community being built by giving them an airdrop. You're giving them something that could be very, very valuable, and you're giving it to them for essentially just their loyalty. A lot of people will sell, and that's completely fine. You're allowed to sell anything. However, some people will stick around. They'll find ways to make that token valuable in some form, and from there, maybe it becomes worth quite a bit of money. But at the very least, their goal is to bring more users to their dApp. They want more people using their dApp, and they want more people basically referring others so that you kind of become a profitable service. Now, before we go any further, nothing is financial advice. I'm just a crypto educator. I'm just trying to guide you from zero to hero so you understand what you're doing in the space. One thing that I think is super important is the value of using multiple wallets. I think 10 wallets on the Solana blockchain is a sweet spot number. It's enough that you can manage, but the fees are not very high because the Solana blockchain is so cheap. You can generate all those 10 wallets in one wallet, Phantom Wallet as an example, or other ones if you like Solflare, and you can do this very, very easily. Here's a recent example. Solar says if you are farming the Jito token, which relates to the Jito network staking validator, with 10 different wallets with $100, you would receive more Jito than the number one whale holding 20 million Jito Sol. This is not going to be true of all dApps, but in my opinion, this is what you want to do. I'm just telling you this because people in the space know about this and newbies won't. So the first airdrop, Tensor. All links will be below. Tensor has a point system, and this is apparently the ultimate guide from someone in the team. They also have a referral system, so you can refer people there, earn Sol and Tensor points. Here's the alpha. Now, Tensor is an NFT marketplace, and they're doing very, very well. They overtook MagicEden, and they have a strong, strong community. Now, personally, I didn't really get any rewards, basically because I couldn't work out how many points I actually had, and sometimes I used too many different wallets just randomly with tutorials and my account and other accounts. So in the end, I got very little in the way of rewards. I also think, and this is just my opinion, but I do think that this is far more friendly for someone that's already in the crypto space as opposed to someone that's actually coming into the crypto space. Therefore, the UI, although I understand it and a native person does, many will not. That's just my opinion, but if you like Tensor, make sure you are linking your wallets so you get more rewards. The next one is MagicEden. A lot of people buy and sell NFTs. They're going to go to either Tensor or MagicEden. I have the opinion that MagicEden will come back out on top soon, and that's basically based on the speculation that these diamonds will turn into something pretty damn fruitful. In some ways, Tensor may give you back more rewards. However, the way they did it last time with Tensor is they basically took all the Sol, they bought NFTs, and then they dropped them to random people. So people did really well, and then other people not so well. Maybe a system where you can actually work on getting your own diamonds, and even if you only have like 1,000 diamonds versus a whale with 1 million, you can still use it for something like a whitelist spot or a discount, or maybe the chance to spin something and win a free NFT, or maybe in the future they will have a token. A lot of dApps will have a token, even if they don't want to. It's what they will need to do in order to bring in more liquidity. It's just the reality of the game. Next, let's cover Jito. Now, just yesterday, Jito announced their airdrop details, which is all fantastic. However, of course, this is in the past. There is the possibility that in the future they give more to their community. So if you want to actually use DeFi protocols and you want to stake your SOL, and I suggest staking your SOL with validator.com, which is the validator that I'm the GM of, basically you can do that. You can stake with validator.com, and then you can come here and then you can stake that stake account and you can get Jito SOL. Once you've got Jito SOL, you can go and use DeFi apps, and then you can still use it as collateral, or you can leverage up or do whatever you want. So even though they have already allocated 10% of the total supply for Jito community members, there's nothing that prevents them in 6 months to go, hey, here's another 5% for those that have been active now. So it's something worth looking into. By the way, if you have a Phantom wallet, you can just click into your Phantom wallet, and if you're eligible for the Jito airdrop, it will say this here. I have noticed there are some errors though. As an example, if I copy this one and come into the airdrop section, search for an address, this one is not valid. However, other addresses in here, as an example, my DeFi wallet, or maybe my tutorial, one of these ones will be eligible. Put that in there, and I have some Jito tokens that I can claim in the future once they announce it. Next, we have AssetDash. AssetDash allows you to get daily allocation of tokens. You'll have to go into the app, set it up, add wallets, which is very, very easy. You can add wallets with different ecosystems. As an example, ordinals on Bitcoin, Ethereum wallets, and Solana wallets as well. And from there, you go down to games, and then each day you can go and open your fortune cookies, and that will give you an allocation of the tokens. From there, you can enter into super drops if you have either a Vanta, which is their own NFT, or one of their own NFTs, as an example, Grim or Aurori. And you can also go and do deals where you can win whitelist spots. There are so many good features in here, and essentially it's for free. Airdrops as well. You can see if you are eligible for an airdrop. Jupiter, it works out what we're actually eligible for, 1200, 200 as an example. The next one is Marinade.finance. Now, Marinade.finance allows you to take your SOL and convert it into a liquid staking token. Now, you can do this just in the app. I've got a tutorial on it. I could go and take SOL and I could delegate it somewhere, or I could set it up as liquid. I could do what I wanted, and I can actually start to earn their token, the Marinade token. Now, I'll be honest, the Marinade token came out a few years ago, and because of this, it doesn't have that same sort of hype. However, Marinade SOL is the biggest liquid staking Solana token, so it still has a huge amount of potential. But if you like MSOL, you may as well try and work it out so that you're getting Marinade as well. Next one we have is Kamino Finance. Kamino Finance recently said KMNO, so very likely that an airdrop is coming soon. It's all speculation until they say something like this. As I mentioned before, all dApps will likely need a token in order to attract more users. Getting the tokenomics right is hard. It's very hard. I don't know of any project that's actually nailed tokenomics, and those that go in first, well, they can't learn from the people a year later. So anyone that's doing tokens now can potentially win. There are still projects coming out that like offer nothing for the community and then they get no traction. So there are some people that smooth brain things. Now with Kamino, I've done a tutorial on this as well, and I'll also do a very big step-by-step tutorial, and I'll split it up. But this is my favorite DeFi app at the moment, and it's probably going to remain like that for quite some time because they just have so many features. So you can borrow and lend here, you can do liquidity farming here. So as an example, if you like Rend and USDC, you can pair those assets together and you can earn a decent reward. You can also use Multiplier, which allows you to get more of an APY from your Jito SOL. I won't explain it in this video, but it's very good. And long and short, if you're bullish on SOL or if you're bearish, you can either long or short it in a way that doesn't really use a perpetual exchange. It's a little bit easier. You then jump into your portfolio section, which lays out everything really, really cleanly. If you made it this far in the video, I think Kamino is the best play for a DeFi airdrop token. It has so much potential, this app, so much. So I am suggesting 10 different addresses, doing different things, and also use a dApp, because one of the roles of a token is to increase stickiness. So you want people to stick around. You want them to basically be able to stake or lock up their token in order to check in for daily rewards, or maybe an IDO launching platform where they can launch new project tokens, something like this. So definitely go out and use Kamino. Next, we have Marginfi. Now, Marginfi has a point system. The point system has been going in for quite some time, and anyone that's been using this will hopefully get a nice airdrop. One thing that we don't know is how they're going to be dispersed. If you just disperse a lot of tokens to the top whales and the little wee guys down the bottom get very little, then it doesn't really build up the community, because generally a whale, they have liquidity. They manage their liquidity, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they put it into different dApps, which is good. They're not there on Twitter telling you how to do something. They're not making videos. They're not doing memes. They're not doing any of that stuff. So if a project does smooth brain and give too much to the whales, in my opinion, it will fail in that kind of aspect. But what you can do here is very simple. You can just go and lend, borrow. Some people like to loop it. I don't suggest doing that unless you're potentially bullish on, say, the price of Sol going up. In which case, you may like to go and deposit Jito Sol or M Sol, or even maybe Sol, because it gives you higher weight, and then go and borrow, and maybe you borrow some USDC. At the moment, the cost to borrow is very, very high. We're looking at 17%, 11% for the two stablecoins. And that is what happens when BTC and Ethereum and Solana and the altcoins start to go up in value. When that happens, more people are leveraging their position in order to try and make some gains. And in order to do that, they have to borrow USDC. So that's why we see this going up. What people might do sometimes is they might go and deposit something like Jito Sol and then borrow and then put it in and just loop it like that. That might be a safe way to do it. But in my opinion, you want to be using the dApp as well because you like the dApp, as opposed to you actually just trying to get an airdrop. You can do other things as well, staking, bridging, all these things, and they could also give you a little bit of an airdrop advantage as well. Next up, we have Parcl. Now, I've done a video on Parcl and I've also done a decent thread. And although the engagement on the thread at the moment is low, it's only because I don't think people know how good it is. So Parcl is where you can long or short property markets. I won't go into too much detail, but the people that I follow that closely follow the 18.6 year property cycle say that the last 2 years before the top, which is coming up now, is crazy. It's very euphoric. So we're starting to enter this stage where prices will pretty much be going up with all the major cities. Not financial advice, of course, but if you like real estate, you should be focusing on using Parcl. They have contests and all sorts of other things as well. I really do like the platform. The UI is brilliant, and although you're not going to see the crazy returns that you would in, say, DeFi, it is based on real-world assets, which is a whole topic, a lot safer in many respects, and it's worth diving into. We know that we'll be getting points, and points normally translate to a token in the future. Next up, we've got Driftprotocol. I'm just going to quickly mention Solblaze, as I mentioned MSol and Jito Sol. Solblaze has BSol. BSol has its own token, Blaze, which is similar to Marinade and upcoming JTO for Jito. So you can still get these rewards now. I have a video on it as well. I do like Solblaze. They're doing great things, but I'm more bullish on Jito and MSol. The good thing is though, some dApps will reward you with points or their token just by using that token in their ecosystem. As an example, you get Blaze just by depositing it into Driftprotocol. Now with Drift and any perpetual exchange, I want you to understand what perpetual means. So perpetual is where you're trading the price of an asset going up or down. You're not buying the underlying asset, you're basically buying the price, or you're betting on the price will go up or down. There's a possibility to add leverage, which will increase your gains. It will also increase your losses. So make sure you understand this a little bit and be fully aware of what a stop loss is and a take profit is as well. However, I'm assuming you will understand that. At the very least, you'll go watch some videos on it, and now you're ready to use this dApp. So the great thing about Drift is you have a lot of different tokens that you can use. There's Arbitrum, Aptos, Optimism, Matic, Link. There's a lot of different tokens out there. You can short BNB and long BNB. You can do all these different things. And on top of that, you get tickets. When you get those tickets, you can enter in to get some of this total prize. Now, this massive prize is absolutely epic. However, there are people here with a lot of tickets, so the odds are definitely in their favor. But just remember that, you could have 5 tickets and win the grand prize, right? It's just how odds work. You can also see what other people are doing as well. So, some people are doing very, very well this last 24 hours, but we can zoom out and have a look at 7 days and have a look at these different accounts. You can see what they're doing with their positions. It's not going very well at the moment. They're shorting bonk, so they're probably up a decent amount. Yep, and now they're down a little bit. But I do like Drift, so if you're going to be doing perps, I would definitely suggest looking into Drift. We have another perp protocol, which is ZetaMarkets. They launched the Z score, so this is a precursor to their token. And Zeta works basically the same way. They don't have as many different pairs, and I guess they're going to be adding some more, but you can connect your wallet, understand leverage, and go ahead and long or short. Just remember, take profit, stop losses. They are very, very important things. Next up, we've got JUP. A lot of people know about this because the airdrop details have already been announced, but they plan on doing more airdrops in the future. So you can get JUP by doing multiple things. You can, of course, swap. You can set a limit order where you're going to be selling at a different price or buying at a different price. They escrow the funds, so Jupiter kind of holds them in a smart contract until the price hits that point, or maybe it goes up and then you sell it and then it executes it for you. You can also do a dollar cost average. So I can go and put in, say, $100. I don't have $100 here, but I might want to get $100 in there to buy a Rory token every day over 7 days. It's going to cost me $100 and it's going to split up it daily. If I want to, I can change this to 30 days. Then I'm only buying $3.33 worth of Ori token, but it gets split up every day, so I get that price going up, down, up, down. This is a good system. You may want to do the same thing with either Sol and then go and stake it with Validate.com, or Jito Sol or MSol or what have you. Next, we've got Drip. Drip reaches the most number of people out of everyone in NFTs. There are different creators that you can go and sign up to, and then from there, you can just collect their art. Exactly what's going to be planned in the future, I'm really not sure. But you've got things such as DGen Ape Academy, DGen Poet, DGen Royale. There's plenty of them here. And these drips are free, and they're normally worth very, very little, which is completely easy to understand. However, just collecting things is nice for some people. And then going ahead and thanking the creator, maybe in the future, Drip has a whole advertising campaign. Maybe they attract lots of money and then they can send cool, interactive ads to different people's wallets that actually result in money going back to those companies and Drip. And from there, maybe they go ahead and they thank people that thanked other people. I don't know the future, but I like Drip and it's worth considering. If you like art, thank the artist. Now, to stay abreast of Solana airdrops, I do suggest you go and follow Gumshoe. He will put out things all the time, which is always worthwhile. And if you're wondering why I haven't included other applications such as Solland or Orca or Radium Protocol, it's basically because they all have their own token already, and I don't really see that they're going to be able to allocate more. But they're still worthwhile to use. You might get some rewards in the future. Some of them, such as Orca, are voting for the DAO treasury to have more of the funds, and then they may try and decide to distribute some of the profits back to the people that are making them profitable. Finally, in order to actually check your airdrops, follow Z from Solworks. He has a Solana airdrop checker address right here, and from here we can just go and we can copy our addresses. We can save them in a spreadsheet or something like that. We can paste in our addresses here up to 5 at a time. It will go and check and see if they're actually eligible, and then we can see what we're eligible for. So as an example, this wallet, nothing, we go along, whereas we can see that this wallet here is eligible for JUP tokens, Racket tokens, and thus far, nothing else. Now you can also go and do stuff that's completely for free, such as using Coingecko and going and signing up, and then every day you click in and you go and grab some candy. Grab your candy, and then you can use the candy rewards to basically get discounts, or sometimes there are free things. There's nothing too crazy here at the moment, but that's basically because we're just at the start of a bull cycle. CoinmarketCap also allows you to do it as well. You go and sign up, and there's learn and all these different things. And in the last cycle, I managed to get some sand token, and it was all from just learning about sand. And I think that turned into being worth $5,000 at the top. These two options, they are completely free. Now to summarize, Kamino Finance and their airdrop, I'm very bullish for. I also think 10 wallets is a sweet spot. You can do it with less and you can do it with more. In the future, I think dApps will be able to work out that you are kind of cheating the system in a sense, but people do it, and if you don't do it, you miss out. It's just a reality. Maybe putting in $100 to $300 into different accounts and then actually going and using all these dApps is the best play. From there, you'll find if you actually really like something. And when you really like something, that's that stickiness that the airdrop is supposed to help create. I've covered a lot. I'm sure you'll have questions. Leave them below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.